Hello, everyone. This is Jasmine, aka Gladiatorinsweats, and I'm here today with the daily tarot message for today, August 17th, 2018. So, happy Friday to everyone. It's the weekend, so happy, weekend to all of those that work, regular 9 to 5s and have been looking forward to Friday. So, I hope it's been a great week for everyone and that this reaches you all well. So, just getting into the galactic signature before I get into the cards. The signature today is the blue solar monkey. And I just want to talk a little bit about this energy because not just because it's very playful and something that I guess I've really been tapping into myself, but because I feel it's something that is really coming forward as we are starting to acknowledge the illusion, as we are starting to acknowledge that we are, these grand creators within our lives and this illusion. So, this energy is very much of this, like, mercurial, like, trickster, playful energy. Just when you consider the inherent energies of monkeys and how playful and very trickster-like they are, where it's not really in malicious sort of nature, but really playful, just enjoying life and not taking things so seriously, finding the joy and being able to laugh at ourselves, being able to laugh at seeming mistakes and laugh at seeming things that aren't perfect, you know what I mean? But it's just very much this artistic expression of really being able to enjoy life, not necessarily as it is, but as the grand play that it is. And really dissolving the rigidity and control of thinking that life has to have such, rigid, scripture, if you will. It's for me, it's just the idea of the opposite of, the Saturnian energy of feeling, there's got to be a game plan, which definitely should be. Everything's always about balance, especially when we acknowledge that there's a solar tone to this energy. And so although it is creative, although it is about, not taking things so seriously and honoring play as an essential part of life, but it's acknowledging also that the power of intention is important and also very relevant. That what you focus on is also what you amplify. So even in the context of this blue monkey energy of, amplifying the fun in your life by bringing your attention to that, by not just bringing your attention to that, but by also embodying that energy and putting that energy out into the world as well. Really activating that law of resonance of really being able to draw in. And not just draw it in, but really bring it further to your awareness because it's what you're intentionally focusing on. And so, in being able to acknowledge this grand play, right? And being able to acknowledge that, not taking yourself so seriously, of really appreciating the artistic expression that is allowed when, mistakes are a part of this experience, where it's not even just a part of it, but that it's necessary. And an experience with no mistakes is not an experience at all, in my opinion, as far as when it comes to a learning experience. Learning comes through trial and error and comes through seeing what works and what doesn't. It's through, learning also uses the art of comparison and being able to see, what works, what doesn't, what fits, what doesn't, what resonates, what doesn't. So that's pretty much what I really feel here. It also connects here, as it mentions in this almanac that I use, also connects to this Venus energy. So as I've even been talking about, as Venus has been in her home of harmony, of resonance, of the give and take. But for me, whenever I do think of it, I think about the harmonic nature of all things, of course of people when it comes to, the social nature of human beings. But I also just think of the universe in general, the ebb and flow, the harmony. Even when you think of the Justice card and the tarot, where it's, there's a stern level of discernment of knowing what needs to be fair and what's just in order to maintain the give and take, and is, just a part of the universal law of, with every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, there's ebb and flow, there's a give and take. So all that said, let's just get to the cards really quick. So we got both sword cards. So this is actually carrying over from yesterday, because we did pull the Knight of Swords yesterday as well, but words all over the place. We have it here in reverse. And so with this Four of Swords in reverse, first off, with this collective energy, feels more like a mental stagnation, like a one-track mind almost. And so I feel here there's a need to really allow ourselves to consider other ideas, other opinions, other mindsets. This could be, other belief systems, but I really feel here it's really, conceptual, really considering other ideas, opening your mind, allowing it, to rest by not limiting it to such rigid truths and trying to fit that truth into, this box, or to this mold that you're really trying to fit. Even the way I just look at the card, and the way the dragon's gripping these swords almost so tightly, it's really allowing ourselves to be open to new ideas. Even as I was pulling this Knight of Swords yesterday, and I talked about, finding the balance between speaking your truth but allowing others to have their truth, and allowing yourself to acknowledge other truths as well. Of really, there's a certain level of emotional discernment here, even when you think about, the bubbles with the air and the water here. But especially with this in reverse, I definitely feel this is about, not jumping to conclusions, especially if it's something within our life and having to do with, whatever our path we feel like we're on, allowing the picture to be more fully fleshed out first before making any assumptions, and before jumping to any immediate conclusions where you might feel things are not working out for you, or things are not in your highest nature. But I really just feel here there's like an intuitive guidance. There's a using your emotional discernment, but also allowing your mind to kind of take a break, allowing the logical intellect, the ego part of ourselves that wants to figure things out and put things in a way that makes sense to us, just allowing that part of us to rest, so that we're able to be more intuitively guided. When I look at this Two of Cups, I just think of, being more resonant with our emotions, being more resonant on that level. Especially since the moon is in Scorpio. I believe it conjuncted Jupiter this morning, or it was conjunct Jupiter this morning. So, I feel we're really in the spot of pulling out these parts of us that we're having to admit have been very rigid, having to admit, these thoughts that I kind of see as maybe little thorns in our side. We maybe have been carrying them as our sort of, not necessarily weapons, but just in the analogy of these swords, of, wielding these swords, wielding these ideas and truths as our own, and, claiming that these are our truth and these are our experiences and this is how it is. And I feel like there's a need to let that go, a need to let go of the one track story, to really allow, like I said, the story to be more fleshed out. Allow yourself to see further than your own opinions and your own possibly limiting beliefs or perceptions of how everything's going on or going down. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to end it there. So, thank you so much for tuning in and checking this out. I'm always so appreciative. So, do check out the description box for info of where to find me online, like on Instagram, or if you'd like to check out my site for info on readings. I'm also updating my site so that I actually wanted to put out a new type of reading session, but I'm also wanting to create a place on my page for like resources for the sites and resources that I use or that I was using when I was first learning about the Mayan astrology, but not just this, but of all the things that I like to learn and study when it comes to like numerology and just a bunch of different things that I think people are wanting to look into. So I'm thinking of just creating like a resources page just so other people can kind of quickly go to these pages and not have to do not nearly as much searching as maybe I had to do. But regardless, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. And yeah, so stay tuned for tomorrow's daily message. Still working on some new content, so I've been really excited about just continuing on with this YouTube and really streamlining and really focusing in on what it is that I want to talk about and focusing in on what it is that I want to further engage others with. And I'm really feeling deeply into the 13 moon calendar and really wanting to not just discuss it but also help others start to understand it a little bit more. I know everyone's very much more comfortable with Western astrology, but I'm really wanting to bring this back, not really bring it back, but really bring it to the fore, because not necessarily that it's easier, but I feel it's something that it's long lasting, because it's a very much a galactic calendar as opposed to just being this Gregorian calendar that follows, this uneven timing frequency. And not even just that, but I also want to help people to further understand their galactic signatures so that they're able to just understand their life experience or just their life path, if you will, as well as, understand their strengths and understand their weaknesses, and also, help people to do like personal wave spell readings, so able to really see, where they are at this point in their journey, see what it is that's coming forward in their experience. So I just have a lot of things that I've just been working on and getting really excited for. So just stay tuned for that. And yeah, like I said, I hope you have a great day. And until next time.